Hi there. When you're ready, we're going to start today's practice in child's pose. So just take a few moments to find your way into your child's, toes untucked, sink back into those hips, lengthen through the spine if you can, and soften through the shoulders and the hips. Just take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready on an inhale, you can rise up to your table. Take a few moments here just to check in with your alignment, stacking shoulders over the wrists, fingers spread slightly, hips over the knees, toes tucked under. And we're going to start in cat-cow sequence here. Starting in your cow, as you inhale, tilt the pelvis up, sink the navel down, draw the shoulder blades back, gazing forward. And then on your exhale, tuck the tailbone down, lift the spine, round the shoulders, and tuck the chin into the chest. Cat pose. So just find your rhythm here, allowing your movement to be very gentle and organic. Just really connecting with your breath. Now, on your next exhale, find your way back to your neutral table. And then on your next inhale, you can extend your left arm and your right leg for your bird dog. And then if it's accessible to you, you can bend your right knee and reach back with your left hand. And then just creating a little resistance, press the top of your foot into your hand, opening up through that right hip. Breathe deep here. And then from here, release your foot from your hand, put your left hand back down, and then keep that right leg elevated. And if this works for you, then you can begin to lift that right shoulder, stacking it over the left, right hip over the left. If you need to, bring that right foot down, and you can extend your right arm up. So breathe deep here, a little balanced posture. Really breathe deep into your belly if you can. And then on an exhale, sink your right hand back down, coming back to your table. Check in with your alignment here in your table. And then on your next inhale, right arm and left leg lift. This time, really pressing back through your left heel and the ball of your foot. Broaden through the shoulders, activate your core, square those hips. And then on your next exhale, if you want, you can bend your left knee, reach back, and hold on to the inside of your left foot with your right hand, creating that resistance, opening up through that left hip. Breathe deep here. And then on an exhale, release your right hand back down. If you want, you can keep that left leg elevated, and then extending your leg as you inhale, rotate that left hip, stacking it over the right, and then lifting the left shoulder over the right, and then maybe extend that left arm. If you need to, you can bring your left foot down, the inside of your left foot. So you choose and modify any way you need throughout your practice. And then on an exhale, back to your table. Now, when you're ready, on your next inhale, I invite you to find your way back to a seated posture. And then extend your left leg out with your right knee bent, placing your right foot on the inner left thigh. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. And just folding over that left thigh for your head to knee, Janu Sirsasana. Really keep both feet nice and active. And then on an inhale, lifting back to center, lifting the right knee, and then step your right foot over the left thigh. If you want, you can keep your left leg straight or bend your left knee, sliding that left heel in towards your right hip, rooting into those sitting bones. On an inhale, float your right arm up, and then exhale, gently twisting to the right. Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated twist. Just take your time here, and then on an inhale, untwisting back to center. You can sink that right knee over the left if that feels okay. Just modify any way you need, creating as much space as required for you. Remembering every body's different, keeping both feet nice and active. And then we're going to come into cow face pose. On an inhale, lift the right arm. Take your left hand and place it on the small of your back. And then as you exhale, bend both elbows. pointing the fingers towards each other, lining them up along the spine, latching the fingers if that works for you. Broaden the elbows apart and keep your gaze forward, and remember to breathe. And then on an exhale, release. And now this time I invite you to spread your knees apart, plant your feet together, coming into your bound angle. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale, fold forward. Opening up through those hips, keep the spine nice and long, drawing the shoulder blades back if you can. And then inhale, lifting back up. And now this time I invite you to extend your right leg with the left knee bent. And remember to keep both those feet flexed. And then inhale, lengthen up through the crown. And then as you exhale, folding over the right thigh. Head to knee pose, Janu Surshasana. So really breathe deep into this stretch. And then on an inhale, lifting back up. And then you can lift your left knee, cross your left foot over the right thigh if you want. Keep your right leg straight or bend your right knee. And then just root those sitting bones firmly, looking forward. Inhale, lifting the left arm. And as you exhale, twisting to the left this time. Breathe deep and slowly ease into that twist. Taking your time here. And then on an inhale, untwist back to center. Now, for cow face pose, again, remembering proportionately we're all built differently, so however this lands in your body will vary from person to person. So just remembering, if you can, to root the sitting bones firmly, lengthen the spine, and whatever leg's on top, you're going to lift that same arm. So left leg on top, left arm lifts, and then take the back of your right hand, placing it on the small of your back. And on your next exhale, bending the elbows, lining your arms up with the spine, and then latching the fingers together if that works for you, broadening the elbows apart, keeping your gaze forward, breathing. And then exhale, release. And now this time, coming to your bound angle, you can slide your feet a little further away from your pelvis, creating a diamond shape in your legs. And then on an inhale, lengthen up through the crown. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, lifting back up. And then from here, when you're ready, you can transition to your table. And then from here, you can walk your hands forward slightly. And then on an exhale, lift the knees, lift up through the tailbone, pressing firmly into the fingertips, the knuckles, like you're stretching your mat lengthwise away from you. And then the knees can bend, heels lifted, and then begin to pedal your feet alternately, breathing deep here, walking your dog. Really breathe. Breathe deep into your belly. If you need to, take a few cleansing breaths, letting out your exhales through the mouth. And then when you're ready, on your next exhale, hug your right knee deep into your chest. Activate that right foot, lifting the left heel to shift your weight forward. Step that right foot through. Lower the left knee if you choose. So you can keep that left knee lifted if you prefer. Left shoulder stacked over the left wrist. Inhale, gently twist to the right. Revolve your lunge. Spread those fingers. Open the palm. Facing away from you. And just breathe. And then on an exhale, sink your right hand back down. Now, if it works for you, you can slide that right foot all the way back, coming back to down dog, or feel free to transition by bringing your left knee down and then slide back to a table, and then from there to down dog, or one kind of smooth motion like so. You can transition back to your downward dog and then pedal your feet again, walk your dog, breathe deep. And then on your next exhale, this time, hug that left knee into your chest. Activate the left foot and shift your weight forward. Step the left foot through. Again, yogi's choice. You can bring the right knee down if you like. And then this time we're going to twist on an inhale to the left. Breathe deep here. Now, on your next exhale, sink that left hand back down, soften that back knee, and when you're ready, you can step up to the top of the mat. We're going to start in a ragdoll here, so folding forward, knees bent. You can take your hands and place them on opposite elbows if that works for you. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax towards the earth. You can kind of shake your head and nod a few times, just really letting go here. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, you can release your hands from your elbows and slowly begin to unfold. Really take your time here. And then floating those arms up above your head. Extended mountain, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. So now here in our mountain, just checking in with your foundations, rooting firmly into the four corners of your feet. And then from there, lengthening up through the crown, we're going to ease through a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. So join me when you're ready on an inhale. Extend the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, half lift, hands, fingertips on the ground or hands on the shins, or if you have a block, whichever you prefer. Take a couple breaths here, spreading the sitting bones open through the chest. So vinyasa style is where we, take one breath per movement a lot of the times. However, in hatha, it can be slowed down. So you can take maybe a few extra breaths in each pose. So that's what I'm demonstrating here. And on your next exhale, you can fold forward, bend those knees, root into your palms, leading with your right leg back to a high or low plank. So yogi's choice. Shoulders over wrists, broaden across the collarbone, activate your core, soften those knees. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes, keep the elbows tucked as you lower all the way down. Inhale, press down through the tops of the toes, activate your quads, lifting just the top of the chest off the ground, baby cobra, hug the shoulder blades in. Exhale, lower your chin back down, tuck the toes under, and then you can transition back to your downward dog. Pedal your feet again here alternately if that feels good. Breathe. Again, exhaling through the mouth if that feels good. For some cleansing breaths. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, you can begin to float your right leg up if that works for you into your three-legged dog, really pressing into your palms, knuckles, fingertips, lengthening up through the toes. Spread the toes if that works for you, flexing your foot and then rooting down through the left heel at the same time. And then on your next exhale, you can bend your right knee so your right heel stacks over that left hip, opening through the right hip here. Take a few breaths here. And then on your next exhale, square your hips, hug that right knee into your chest, shift your weight forward, step back through to the top of the mat, back to your standing forward bend. Bend those knees. Inhale, rooting to rise here up to your extended mountain. Palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Root down, lengthening up through the crown as you inhale, floating the arms up, extended mountain. Utthita Tadasana. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Knees can be bent here. Remember to listen to your body. Draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, half, lift. Ardha Uttanasana, hands at the shins or a block or fingertips on the ground, whichever you prefer, keeping your gaze 2 or 3 feet in front of you for your half lift. And then on your next exhale, bend the knees, rooting into the palms. This time, lead with your left leg back to your high or low plank. So again, low plank, knees down, high plank, knees lifted, broadening across the collarbone. So you're spreading those shoulders away from your ears, keeping your gaze down between your hands. Breathe into your belly. Really breathe here. And then on an exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes. Keep those elbows tucked in, lower hips and chest. Now this time, yogi's choice. Press down through the tops of the toes. Activate the thighs. If you want, you can really hug those shoulder blades in. Maybe lift a little higher. You may want to slide the palms back slightly in line with the low ribs here. And then really keep those elbows tucked in, opening through the chest, Cobra pose. And then exhale, lower your chest back down. Palms pressed under the shoulders, toes tucked under. And on your exhale, back to downward dog. Pressing firmly into your palms, knuckles, and fingertips. Lengthening up through the tailbone. On your next inhale, you can float that left leg up, three-legged dog this time. Again, flexing that left foot, lifting up through the heel, opening through the hip, and then on your next exhale, if you choose, you can bend your left knee, stacking the left heel over the right hip. Open through that left hip. And then on your next exhale, square those hips. Looking up to the top of the mat, hug that left knee into your chest. Step your way back through, down into your Uttanasana, standing forward bend. I almost said downward dog. And then bending those knees. Inhale, slowly float your way back up to your extended mountain. Palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now, soften those knees. Inhale, float the arms up again. Extended mountain. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Swan dive into that standing forward bend. Draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, half lift. And if you need to, take a couple breaths. On your next exhale, when you're ready, folding forward. This time we're going to step just the left foot. One big step back. And then rotate that left foot, bringing it down on a 45-degree angle. Stacking right knee over right ankle. Inhale, stack the palms on the right thigh. Lift the left arm up and out to the back of the mat. Right arm to the top of the mat. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Tracking the right knee, so you should be able to see your big toe. Lining the knee up with the second toe, really important. And then kind of pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Broadening through the hips here. Draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift the right palm to the sky. Sink the left hand to the back of your left thigh. Or if you choose, you can slide the back of your left hand across the low back and bind, kind of tucking your fingertips in or grabbing onto the outer right thigh. You choose what works for you. Breathe deep here. And then on an exhale, transitioning to your side angle. So you can bring your right forearm onto your right thigh, or you can bring your right hand all the way down to the inside of your right foot or a block. So you choose. And then draw that left shoulder back if you can, and then extend your left arm overhead. If that doesn't work, you can keep your arm extending up towards the sky, whichever you prefer. So always consider your options here. And then on your next exhale, you can windmill that left arm down, lift the left heel, press into your palms, soften that back knee, step back up into your standing forward bend. Draw those shoulder blades back, bend the knees, inhale, slowly floating back up to your extended mountain, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. So in your mountain, root into the four corners of your feet. Inhale, extend the arms up. Utthita Tadasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Nice long spine here. Inhale, half lift, hands at the shins, a block, or fingertips on the ground, gazing forward. And then on an exhale, folding forward, bend those knees, and then step just your right foot back, rotating the right foot, lining the heels up on one straight imaginary line down the center of your mat. Inhale as you lift the torso, extend the arms out, coming into your warrior 2, palms facing down, fingers spread, draw the shoulder blades back, track your left knee, lining it up with the second toe, so you should be able to see your big toe here. Breathe deep, really broadening through the hips here. And then on your next inhale, you can lift that left palm to the sky, sink the right hand to the back of your right thigh, or you can glide the back of your hand across the low back to the left hip, binding if you prefer. Really draw that left shoulder back. Breathe into the left rib cage here. Really breathe. And then on your next exhale, transition to extended side angle, placing your left palm or forearm on your left thigh, lifting the right arm to the sky or overhead. So really draw that right shoulder back as you extend that right arm out towards the top of the mat. Breathe deep here. And then on your next exhale, sink the right hand down, lift the right heel, bend the right knee, And step back up to the top of your mat, folding forward once again here. Knees can be bent or soft. And then on an inhale, rising back up to your extended mountain. Palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, extended mountain again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Now this time you can step your left foot, one big step back, spacing your feet hip width apart. So your left foot's on a 45-degree angle, right knee over the right ankle. Inhale, looking forward as you lift into your warrior one here. So the key is with warrior one, keeping the hips square if you can. So I like to place my hands on my hips and just check in, draw the shoulder blades back, keep my gaze forward, track that right knee, breathe, breathe, breathe. Draw the navel in if you can and lengthen up, scooping the tailbone down, lengthen up through the crown of your head, and then on an exhale, you can straighten your right leg and then fold forward for your intense leg stretch, pyramid pose. Breathe deep here, getting a nice deep stretch through the right hamstrings. Breathe, draw that right hip back if you can. Soften the knees if you need to here. Inhale, lift halfway. If you need to kind of heel toe walk that right foot in slightly, then you can do that. And then stepping back through on an exhale, folding forward. Bend those knees. Inhale, root to rise, extended mountain, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Soften those knees. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Take as many breaths as you need in each pose. So feel free to slow it down or speed it up. Exhale, fold again. Bend those knees this time, step your right foot. One big step back. Again, we're going to space the feet hip distance apart. Left knee is bent, looking forward. Inhale, stack the palms on the left thigh to lift the torso. Float those arms up. Warrior one, track your left knee. Square those hips, breathe. Draw the shoulder blades back. So you may need to widen your stance or adjust your stance accordingly to make this work for you. Keeping the hip bones pointing forward. Breathe deep. And then exhale, straighten that left knee. Now, you can bend that left knee and step your right foot up slightly if you need to, creating, to make it more accessible for you. And then as you exhale, fold forward, pyramid pose here. Breathe deep here. Inhale, lift halfway, heel toe walk your left foot in, bend your left knee, stepping back through, forward bend. Inhale, root to rise, extended mountain, palms together, exhale, hands to the soften those knees. Inhale, extended mountain. We have motorcycles out here, it's a good day. Exhale, folding forward. Everyone's feeling good. Inhale, half lift. That's what the sun does to us. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Leading with the right leg. Again, this time we're going to step back to a high plank or a low plank. So yogi's choice, as you can see. My receiver is falling off of my yoga pants here. Bear with me. And then exhale, lower your knees. Now from here, feel free to find your way into a child's pose. We'll finish off there. And then feel free to transition, if you prefer, into your corpse pose for Shavasana to make your relaxation a little longer. Thank you so much for joining me for this outdoor class today. Namaste.